Good morning, everybody. This is Anthony from the S2K guys. Today I'm going to be relocating the battery to the trunk using the Ballad Sports race lithium battery. This is what I got right here, and 0 gauge copper wire, all the lug terminals. I'm going to be installing the breaker. This is the billet battery tray from Ballad. This is just wire loom to wrap the wires, to insulate them, and then a couple terminals. So today I'm going to start doing that. First thing you want to do is disconnect the battery, obviously positive and negative, and start taking apart couple interior pieces to route the positive wire all the way to the trunk. Alright, so as you can see, I got positive and negative terminals removed. Next, you want to remove the battery tie down, which have these two 10mm nuts holding it down. So let's get that started. Alright, so once the battery tie down was removed, remove the J rods, and this is the battery tray that sits down bottom here. Just remove this. And we're gonna have to remove the metal battery tray, which looks like 3 12mm bolts. So we'll get that out the way. Alright, so that battery tray is removed. We're gonna have to remove the negative cable. Just disconnect the 10mm bolt that's connected to the firewall and remove that all together, because you're gonna have a new negative terminal or negative wire from the back. Alright, so like I said, I got the battery tray removed. Remove the grommet right here, because that's where I'm going to run the power cable to. Took out my seat just so it's easier. The door sill I removed. This plastic piece right here, as well as here. And removed the plastic panel down by the kick panel, because the wire is going to come down from there. So remove the spare tire. I'm gonna run the wire through there, and the battery's gonna sit somewhere in this area. As I mentioned, this is the loom. We routed the wire loom on top of the wire, so we're gonna get ready to run it through the firewall. Alright, so we got the wire routed through the firewall along the passenger side and through the trunk. And as I mentioned earlier, we got guest star, my brother Adrian, who helped me with this.
Man behind the scenes, no name.
So, but yeah, it's ran through the firewall here. So, this is the positive, ran through the grommet. I'll resecure that later. And I'll just show you where I routed it all the way. Here's the cable. I just routed it under this carpet. There's a little channel that fits perfectly under. As you can see, it goes all the way up. Routed it behind this metal plate and up through the spare tire well, and then it goes out to the trunk right here. So, and this is obviously extra wire, but we'll cut it to size once we figure out battery location and all. So I'm gonna button it up together just to make sure the wire is good with all the plastic panels, and see how it goes. Alright, so I zip tied the power cable up against the wire that's currently ran through the car. I made a hole into this panel to run the power cable out, and right now we're doing the ground cable. So alright, so I got the battery tray bolted down, 3 10mm bolts and nuts drilled through the carpet into the bottom of the trunk well, and just nut and bolt with a lock washer underneath. You can see here. And getting ready to put the rest of the interior together and route the ground cable. So I just cleaned this area off. Make sure you clean it well with sandpaper. You want to have good contact for ground, otherwise you'll have electrical issues. So alright, let's get it moving. Alright, little update. We got another guest star.
Seventh member.
No culture. But we got the breaker mounted. I got it mounted down here. This is the positive running to the one end of the breaker. Heat shrinked it. I bought this crimp tool specifically for thicker gauge wire, which actually helps pretty well. And then we're in the process of doing the other positive cable to run from this side up to the battery. And this is the battery mounted. Ain't going nowhere. So this is the one end of the positive. This is the tool that I bought off Amazon. You pretty much slide the wire up under there, and this is a spring-loaded mechanism, and you just hammer right onto this, and it crimps the wire. Works pretty well. So
It's insulated? Yeah.
alright, well, we're gonna get this mounted up and keep you posted. Alright, so we got everything connected. So this is the setup so far. I got the power connected to the terminal. This is the ground. There's the breaker. So this is the, if I want to disconnect the power, just pop this. Alright, there's, as you can see, that's not on. Then all you got to do is push this switch in and it'll give it power. So once I do that, should have power at this light. So everything's got power. Let me just show you how I rounded the front. So pretty much here's the power cable coming in. I just connected and crimped a copper lug onto the 0 gauge wire, another copper lug onto the OEM factory wires that came off the positive terminal, and then nut and bolted them and heat shrinked it. And as you can see, it's just zip tied down in here, pretty clean. So once I move the fuse box and this module out the way, it'll be a little more clean. So let's get a start up. Got power. Yeah, that's the setup right now. So I'm just gonna put everything, all the panels back together. Hope you liked the video, and if you have any questions, just please feel free to reach out. So, all right, thanks for watching.